Hey guys, it's Renee the Gamer here, and I am back with another video. We are going to go ahead and go down the Ezra route and continue on with Book of Justice. And we're going to go with the whole truth. Oof. I really wonder. I told you guys I don't remember this, and I'm freaking out about this. The crowd's deafening roar finally starts to ebb. Petar Vaus Valsmir clears his throat. I met him at the Dasher's luncheon with the court. I didn't realize he would be presiding today. It is most fortunate that Marcel Vishal also holds the position of judge. Regardless, the people deserve a public trial. We should set a good precedent. I order you all to stop making so much noise. I can hardly hear myself shake. At least that is my hope. Today's trial will determine who shall become worm food in the name of the law. Nadia levels a withering glare at Vesmir, who stutters to halt. For the murder of our dearly departed Count Lucio, I will be asking questions of the witnesses alongside the Countess. Osman peers down his nose at the 5 people sharing the witness platform. Asra and Julian stand at one podium with the 3 courtiers jousting over the others. They were also at the luncheon. Volta, Volgara, and Valeris. Where is Cresta Vadomir? All the color drains from Julian's face at the mention of Valdemir. They said something about cleaning their visitation chamber. Oh, I hope they come soon. I can't stay here all day with nothing to eat. Very well. Very well. We'll proceed without them. Friends, what do you remember from the night of Count Lucio's murder? We were so worried about poor old Lucio, all alone in his sick bed. What if the servants hadn't brought him enough food? How horrible! We had to check on him, in case he was ready to hop. Have fun and party. I love a good party. And was our beloved Count... Wrong voice. And was our beloved Count ready to have fun and party? He was not. Instead, he was on fire. Bulgaria pauses dramatically as the crowd gasps. How perfectly awful. I remember very much the same thing. Therefore, it is obvious that we are all telling nothing but the truth. You sound very sure, Judge. But did anyone actually see Julian light the fire? Oh, how imprudent. Interrupting testimony from our esteemed court. Portor. Those accused have the right to ask questions and speak in their own defense. In that case, Valeris, you've been rather quiet. Do you have something to say on the subject? I arrived too late to see Dr. Dvorak light the fire, but I did apprehend him when he tried to escape the palace. He pled guilty to murdering Count Lucio that very night. Case closed. A wave of audible murmur sweeps across the Colosseum. The court's testimony is dubious at best. If Julian did plead guilty 3 years ago, escaping custody makes no sense. Well, why would he return and why wait 3 years? Excellent point. Now the arises looking pointedly at the 3 courtiers. Volta Virga Veras. If the doctor did plead guilty, why would he return to Versa now and risk arrest? Asra looks up at the countess box and smiles at me. Who cares? Hang him. Be done with it. I am going to say this very slowly and clearly so there is no mistaking me. Dr. Dvorak confessed to murder. We should be discussing his execution, not his return. But I love games where we guess the answer. Can we keep playing? I guess that the doctor came back because he wanted something from Asra. I like guessing games too. What did the crafty fox say to the me goat when? Silence! Guessing is not part of the trial. At least I don't think so. It is. Boos and cheers pours on the courtiers for their abstinence. Even answering simple questions seem beyond the courtier's limited abilities. For the love of all that is good, Petia, move on to the next witness. I am presiding. I call Asra, the wandering musician, to testify. Asra steps up to the podium. His clothes still look inexplicably flawless. Magician, where were you the night of Count Lucio's murder? Asra ignores Valstamir. Instead, his gaze locks with mine. I'm changing these words a lot, y'all, because I'm confused and I'm trying to pronounce stuff right, so I'm just trying to figure it out, okay? Whatever else he says on the witness stand, I hope that he tells him that he's innocent. Asra blinks as though emerging from a trance. He looks thoughtful before he finally speaks. I plead not guilty to all charges, but the doctor claims you were his accomplice. What do you have to that? I would take that he said at face value. I don't think he remembers much of what happened that night. All eyes turn to Julian, who grins and shrugs. What can I say? I am a slippery man with a slippery mind. The crowd laughs. A few people whoop and catcall at Julian. Quiet! I'll deal with you later, you nasty troublemaker. Magician, do you remember what happened to the Count? I remember everything but the spell itself. A hush falls over the Colosseum. Spell? What spell? Do you remember the banquet 3 years ago? On the first night of the masquerade, Lucio hosted it. We were all there. The Count, the Countess, Dr. Dvorak, and me. Stop stalling! What could a lovely baker have to do with a murder? It's more complicated than that. The baker was actually a magical ritual, part of a spell, meant to replace Lucio's dying body with a new one. Bah! A likely story. Who could provide him with a new body? The devil. A few people laugh nervously. Others watch Asra with open fear. Julian gasps in astonishment, then claps his mouth shut when Asra shoots him a look. The courtiers all stare blankly at Asra. None of you remember the ritual? I have no idea what you're rambling about. I attend a perfectly normal banquet. A wonderful feast of delicious food, delicious drink, delicious blah blah blah. Shut up, Volta. The magician, tell me what kind of spell this was. I don't remember the details, but I know the spell went wrong. Lucio is trapped between realms, and he's not just Lucio anymore. He became one with the devil. Heads turn, jaws drop. No one seems to know what to make of this. I'm not sure this will work. Explaining magic is hard of times. I know it sounds incredible, but you need to listen to me. Lucio, the devil, whatever he is now, he's dangerous to everyone in Versa, but only a few people are actually listening. Shouts and jeers ring from the sands. The devil? What devil? Liar! Witch! But what if it is true? I can barely hear Asra over the confused din of the crowd. Why are you bullying me? I'm telling the truth. This is quite enough. We cannot hear the testimony like this. Procure call of recess. Walsman pounds on his gavel, then dismisses the witness with an irritable wave. As her eyes never leave mine until he disappears down the dungeon stairs. Now, if the people don't believe him, what chance do we have? Countess, sorry to interrupt, but Questir of Batamir will be here soon. Just need testimony from them and the doctor. Thank you for informing me, Porta. Ready to stand for remaining witnesses. In the meantime, I will attempt to salvage the situation. Come on, Renee. Let's give her some space to think. Porta leads me out the counsel's box and into a teeming crowd. It seems like everyone has an opinion on the trial. Here are all the snippets of conversation emerge from the noise. Don't know if I believe him, but I saw a ghost in the fields with my own eyes. And those hooligans stumbled out of the woods raving about a red-eyed goat. But it were the witch spell that killed poor Lucio, wasn't it? I stopped to listen more closely. Have ever people seen Lucio's manifestation? If so, Asra could still turn the trial around. Renee, is that you? How are you holding up? It's the baker who makes his favorite pumpkin bread. He pushes through the crowd and envelops me in a hug. I hadn't realized how much I needed that comfort until now. His arms are warm and solid, dusted with a fine layer of flour. I'm sorry to trouble you. You must have so much on your mind. He hands me a hot loaf of bread wrapped in linen. The familiar smell of pumpkin and spice raises a lump in my throat. Could you give that to Ezra? He must be hungry in the dungeon. The recess just begun. I should be able to make it to the dungeon and pack. And I'll bring it to him. You're a good egg, Renee. Best luck to you. And Asra. Oh. The baker smiles, pats me on the back, and vanishes into the crowd. I hurried through the crust of people to the dungeon. Are back in their cell, though no longer manacled together. through the barred window. I see Asra sitting while Julian paces around the cell. I knew it. I knew there was something unnatural about Lucio's death, but how did he meet the devil in the first place? I hope the devil doesn't just wander about, break into houses, crash banquets. I was trying to explain before the recess. Being like the devil don't exist in a specific place. Instead, they can be contacted by magic or under extreme personal circumstances. For what I remember, Lucio was nothing if not extreme. If I visit one of those beings with Asra, the magician. But Julian is no magician, so why is he interested? I'm so lost in the thought that I jumped when the guard when one of the guards speaks. I can't let you take that into the cell. She gestures for me to hand over the loaf of bread. My heart sinks. I know the bread would. Oh, that's not fair. I don't want to have anyway. I reluctantly hand over the bread. The guard gives me an apologetic smile. Reese's will open soon. You should go back to the countess. She nods sharply on the door before throwing it open. Dr. Magician, we're going back to the stand. She ushers Ezra and Julian out of the cell. As she relocking the door, Ezra leans over and whispers in my ear, we have a problem. I make my way back to the countess box and take my seat beside Nadia. The trial is not a disaster yet, but neither is what I envisioned. Lucio did set to uniquely terrible example. Perhaps the people expected something more dramatic. A fearful hush falls over the Colosseum as another courtier approaches the witness stand. Even from a distance, the way they move sends shivers up my spine. Julian visibly shrinks away from them, all but crouching behind Azra. Question Vladimir, thank you for finally joining us. It is my pleasure to provide testimony concerning Dr. 069. Dr. 069. Are you referring to Dr. Dvorak? Yes. Numbers were more efficient during the plague. There were so many doctors and so many patients. Their unblinking red eyes sweep over the Colosseum. Balsamian strikes the gravel again for silence. This recess is over. We shall resume testimony. No more nonsense about spells or rituals from either of you. Julian clears his throat. His voice wavers but grows stronger with each word. Honorable Judge, esteemed Countess, your honorable prisoners wish to make a request. Indeed, name your request. We request a trial by combat. Trial by combat? Just like the old days, trial by combat. There is a moment of stunned silence before the crowd roars in approval. Trial by combat! Trial by combat! What is the meaning of this? Will you face one another to prove your innocence? No. This is how we will prove our innocence. With a flourish, Julian points to the towering silhouette in the Colosseum archway. Mirror.